Good morning. We're going to begin language lesson 142, which is on page 162. In order to begin, please get a piece of paper, a pencil. Write your heading on your paper and write your beginning exercise, which I will project on the board. Okay? So pause the video if you need to pause because I will continue. As you're writing, pause it so you could write everything down because I'm going to continue, okay? You need to pause. So on your page, you have language, lesson 142. What are we going to do? We're going to abbreviations. On the board, you see the chart with the abbreviation, January, Jan, Jan, January. Mr. MR. That doesn't show up. That will be January. MR for Mr. SPT for September. MON for Monday. ST for street. SAT for Saturday. Now you're going to use and, or, but to finish or complete your sentences. Today our class is on using conjunctions and when you will use it. And when you're talking about two subjects, right? Or when you're making a choice. But when there's a conflict or a consequence of an action. This happened, but this happened. Or because of this, but this. Okay? So it's a consequence of an action. So the first sentence, it says, blank and blank are friends. I am talking about two people that are friends. So I'm joining these two people with the word and. I could write Tom and Billy, Susan and Mary Jo, anybody, right? Any names. My dog and my cat are friends. Two things. They like to blank and blank, to play and roll around, to play and run, to swim and dance. Two things. That is equal. You may choose blank or blank for a snack when you have two choices of one or the other. You have a choice of cheese or an apple for a snack, pretzels or cheese puffs. Okay, next sentence and last sentence. I'm giving you a moment to write it down and figure out what are we going to insert. So it says, I am wearing a blank, but I am still cold. I am wearing a jacket, but I am still cold. That's the one I wrote. Okay, so now moving on to our sentence strip. I have a sentence strip that you are going to classify the different items on in the sentence. I did the first one already. So it says, proudly Peter stood to his feet and saluted the flag as the band played the Star Spangled Banner. First thing you do is that you figure out your nouns, right? So Peter is a noun, and I wrote my nouns. I encircled my noun in a rectangle or square. Peter, feet, flag, band, Star Spangled Banner. It is the name or the title of a song, of our national anthem. Then you identify, you separate your sentence, your subject, and your predicate. Peter is my subject, which is also a noun. Stood is my verb. Saluted is also a verb. Now I'm going to identify the adjectives by circling them. The is a the is an adjective and it's describing band. His is an adjective and it's describing feet. The is an adjective and is describing flag. Proudly is an adverb and it is modifying or describing stood. Okay, now we're going to move on to our worksheet where we will continue to work on conjunctions. Okay, get ready. So it says conjunctions. Conjunction is a word used to join words or group of words in a sentence. And, but, or. Bananas and oranges are fruits. The nervous lion paced and growled. My baby sister cries or yawns when she's tired. I raked the yard, but more leaves fell. Cause and effect, right? Circle the conjunction in each sentence. Ah, beautiful name on that first list. Sentence, Andrea. Yes, that's it. And is your conjunction. Alex and Andrea are twins. We memorized Psalms 100 and said it for our parents. You may use a pencil or you may use a pen. The sun is shining, but it is still cold. Grandma and I are baking bread today. That sounds like fun. Choose the best conjugation from the box to complete each sentence. Conjunction. And, or, but. When you look at the night sky, you might see both stars and planets. The planets Mercury, Venus, Earth, and all have rock surfaces. And Mars, all have rocky surfaces. Venus is called the morning star. But it is not really a star. It takes Venus 225 days to orbit the sun. And it takes the Earth 365 days to end. It's not a consequence. You can use just your eyes to look at Venus. Blank, you might use a telescope to see it clearly. But the night sky is full of beautiful stars. Blank, you may have to find a dark place to see them better. But scientists often work in an observatory to observe blank, study the planets, blank, stars. To observe and study the planets and stars. King David said, the heavens declare the glory of God. Blank, the firmament showeth his handiwork. and. Y el firmamento declara su. Okay, so that concludes lesson 142. Thanks for watching. Bye.